morning, everybody. How are you? Hope you're having a great day. Booger. Hi, Booger. Booger has been busy tearing up my couch again. I put another blanket down so she wouldn't tear it up. My child, my rambunctious child. What are you doing? Eh? You're in a mood this morning, little girl. So today I wanted to do a react to Shantal, but not to her latest video. Her latest video is another mukbang, and it's a boring mukbang. Most of them are boring, but this one is especially boring. She's eating basically boxed mac and cheese and air fried nuggies. Eating the simplest of meals and expecting to make money with that on YouTube. You guys already know how I feel about the mukbang situation. Look, like, why even react to it? It's her eating ridiculous food, wanting to make money. She's desperate for money. She's got to travel soon, whether it's to visa hop or go back to Canada. So she's going full steam ahead with the mukbang content. Really, really going after those feedie people. And you guys also know that I keep an eye on the videos. If there's anything interesting in the audio, I will cut out the video portion and just focus on the audio only. But as it is, there's nothing interesting to report. The video isn't interesting. The audio isn't interesting. The last two videos that she did, it was just her talking about her childhood memories. The video before that was the church basement spaghetti. How many times are we going to hear about that? How many times are we going to hear about the church basement spaghetti? Spaghetti is spaghetti no matter where you make it, no matter who's serving it. So why are we talking about it again? Anyway, so 5 hours ago, Eyelash released a wonderful, informative video about some of the things going on over in Kuwait. As you guys already know, I'm sure other people have talked about it also on YouTube. The Kuwait government, a lot of things are happening. They're really cracking down on people that are looking for loopholes, people that are there when they shouldn't be there. I mean, they're really just tightening the screws a bit. And anyone who is there and they're not supposed to be there, they are giving those people a chance to either get themselves together and get themselves straight and be there legally, or get out of the country. Now, watching Eyelash's video this morning, I wasn't aware of the fact that the window of time that they were giving people, it actually started a while ago. So I'm sure that Shantal has known about this for a while, but we're getting down to the wire, y'all. Today is the 11th, which means 6 more days before everything takes effect. She's either got to get out of the country within 6 days, or she's got to get all her stuff together, all her ducks in a row, or she's going to get in serious trouble, because they are not playing around over there. They are absolutely serious. Whoever is violating the laws, the regulations, are going to get in serious trouble. And anybody who's helping them will also get in trouble. That means you, Salah. That means you too. So I'm sure you've all noticed that Salah has been absent from her chat. You know, he's been making himself absent. Which begs the question, if everything were above board, why are they both so afraid? Why is he hiding so much? Why did she go on her TikTok and private all the videos, or delete all the videos that featured him? Why did she delete any mention of him? Oh, that's supposed to be your husband, right, Fraudy? You guys are supposed to be married. So if you are, why y'all hiding? And what's up with the 1 suitcase versus 2? If you guys are a couple, why 1 suitcase? I mean, I've got so many questions. And I will continue to have questions, and I will ask those questions looking for the answers. But in the meantime, I have found a bunch of cool stuff on Twitter, as well as added into Eyelash's video. And I hope you guys enjoy the content today. So Why don't we just start with this stuff on Twitter? Because there's some positive things. There's, of course, stuff about Foodie. But let me just kind of give you guys a little palate cleanser with some of the positive stuff as well as mix it in with her stuff. Okay. So for those of you that are on Twitter X and you would like to follow me on Twitter X, it's Wild Girl Sarah. Sometimes YouTube, they don't send out notifications for lives or videos. So if you want to make sure to catch all the content, if you want to follow me there, would love to have you aboard. Okay, so let's start here with something from Julie. Julie says, packet of macaroni and cheese, frozen chicken tenders. Foodie equals no. Housewife equals no. Also, Salah is definitely not eating this crap. Where is he? So you guys can see the thumbnail. This is from the video that she posted this morning. This is the mukbang. Hot honey chicken tenders and mac and cheese. So frozen chicken tenders and macaroni and cheese. And this is supposed to set the world on fire. Like this content is supposed to go viral and make her all kinds of money. Really, Foodie? Let me ask you a question, Shantal. Let me ask you a serious question. If you were just some ordinary person on YouTube looking around for mukbang videos, would you click on this? Would you subscribe to the person who made this? Because I wouldn't. I mean, I would think that if you're someone and you want to be a successful mukbanger, you would want to go for the most interesting, color-heavy, color-popping food you could find. You know, because color pops on the plate. If it looks delicious, if it looks absolutely scrumptious, you're going to want to see what this food idea, what it might be like if you ate it yourself. Ain't nobody going to subscribe to a person who's eating boxed mac and cheese and frozen chicken nuggets. But maybe you don't care. Maybe it's just about, hey, I'm eating a meal. I might as well try to get some of the money back that I spent on this food and also appeal to the feedy people. So that's why I'm doing it. So yeah, that's the newest video. And you guys can see exactly why I'm not reacting to it. I'm like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Nothing. So if there's nothing to talk about, we're not going to talk about it. All right. Now, I don't know what account this is from, but I think this is a beautiful tattoo. Would I get it for myself? No, because it's too big, but I think it's very creative. I've never seen a tattoo artist put something soapy on top of the tattoo. I wonder what that is. But beautiful tattoo, beautiful detail work. I bet that hurt though. But I love that. I love the whole books in the head nerd lady tattoo. I think it's beautiful. Whoever the tattoo artist is, they do good work. They do really good work. I love the detail in the hair, all of that. All right, so something funny from Darth Mandalore. In an unforeseen turn of events, it is actually the anaconda who's got buns, hun. So for those who are not getting the reference, the song Sir Mix-a-Lot, Baby Got Back. My anaconda don't want none unless you got buns, hun. Well, all right then. All right. I guess the anaconda does have buns. And a lot of them. Good on the anaconda. Well done, anaconda. I guess you got back too. Psych Wizard says Tom Hardy once said, some people don't understand that sitting in your own house alone in peace, eating snacks and minding your business is just priceless. I love that. Tom Hardy is such a great actor. You know, like he's played a variety of parts, but he's right. You know, sometimes just being alone, eating your snacks, minding your business, that's the kind of peace you just can't pay for, but it's priceless in value. I love that, Tom. I really do. Dell says they make a good point. 30 active chat participants does not make for a lucrative cameo, in my opinion. So this looks like it came from the Kiwi Farms. Let's see what they have to say. I'm sorry I can't give credit to the person who posted it. This person says, There's no way she continued to promote her cameo this diligently for this long if she wasn't making any worthwhile money from having it. And how many beezers does she have left who are willing to pay for dumb crap like birthday or holiday greetings? I'm just going to sit back for a minute. Did I or did I not say that I thought that Shantal was using her cameo as a portal to get in touch with the feeders and stay in touch with them and do videos for them, you know, under the cover, like incognito, because she doesn't want to get caught on an actual feedie site? Did I not say that to y'all? Did I not say that? I clocked her ages ago for doing the feedie content. I wasn't the only one, but I was one of the first. I said, she's doing feedie content on YouTube, y'all. She's catering to those people. I see all the signs. And I don't blame those who didn't pick up on it at first, because if you're not familiar with that fetish, if you don't know a lot about it, it's going to be harder to spot. It's harder to spot something that you are not familiar with, that you're not knowledgeable about. It's just one of those off the pale things that either you know about it or you don't. And if you don't know, you're not going to see it. But I clocked her because I do know about it. But I also said, when she set up that cameo, I bet I know what she's using it for. It's not about doing birthday stuff or holiday stuff. It's about staying in touch with the feedie people. They should do videos for those people there and get paid for it, because she doesn't want to get caught on a feedie site. For some reason, she's catering to them on YouTube openly, yet she will not admit to it. She won't admit to it. She won't come right out and say, this is what it is. This is what I'm doing. I don't know why she won't admit to it. I don't know what she's afraid of. It's not like YouTube is going to pull her channel from her. So she's catering to the feedie people on YouTube. Why wouldn't she do it on Cameo? Why not? That's what it's about. She does not want to get exposed on a feedie site. So she's using Cameo because it's more. I'm not doing feedie stuff on Cameo. It's for other stuff. No, it's not. It's for the feedie stuff, Shantal. And this person's right. If it wasn't making her money, it would go the way of the other things she's done, like the ASMR ambiance channel. Like, she started it. She wasn't making money with it. She let it go. And if it's not making money, it's not making sense. She's not going to keep up with it. So if she's still promoting her Cameo, it's probably another portal to stay in touch with the feedie people. Can I say that 1,000%? No, because I'm not on her account to track what she's doing. But it makes sense, doesn't it? Why would she continue the cameos if she wasn't making money? If it wasn't a portal to making her side money? So just something to think about. Okay. Moving on. Milk tea. Good morning, ma'am. Dell says, I love Sassy at Milk Tea Reacts. And everybody loves milk tea. Everybody loves milk tea. Everybody loves Pulpy. They're so loved in our community. And for good reason. They're such great reactors. But you know what? Sometimes those that are very formal and polite, they can get sassy. They can get sassy, and it's great. It's great when the sassy comes out. Love it. You can't help but get sassy when it comes to Shantal sometimes. She's aggravating. She's frustrating. You know, even as a nice person, it's hard to be nice with someone like her. She doesn't exactly inspire the nice. Sometimes you just get aggravated and you got to let it out. But Milk Tea, let's hear what Miss Milk Tea has to say.
I've changed a lot. I know people refuse to believe that. And
it's not a belief, it's a fact. This isn't, oh, here's an opinion I have that you haven't changed. There are multiple examples of evidence on your channel showing you repeating the same behaviors.
And are looking for all kinds of evidence. You know,
We're not really looking, we've got.
Boom. We're not looking for stuff. We've got it. That is why Shantal hates Girl World. Because we got the receipts, mama. We got them all day long, all night long. We got archives. There are archives out there. There are archives that she has no knowledge of. We've got private archives. There are public archives. There are clip channels. There's the Kiwi Farms. There's entire websites that have basically logged all of her stuff that she can't delete. We don't have to go shopping very far for anything on Shantal. We got the receipts already from our previous trips. We got them in a box. She hates that. She hates Girl World because to this day, there are OGs that have been around for years. We know all her business, all of her messy, sleazy business, and we got receipts. And whenever she says something, we can pull up that receipt to go, oh yeah, here's a receipt. Here you go. That's why she wishes that a lot of the channels that have been around for a while would go away because they know too much. They remember too much. They've got too many receipts on her. She wants to be able to control the narrative. She can't control the narrative as long as Girl World is around. I'm sure she would love it if she could just make up her little stories. There's no receipts. There's no clip channels. There's no reaction channels to dispute her. And she could just do as she pleases unchecked. With Girl World around, you know, she gets checked constantly. She hates it. Hates it. And I love that for her. I love it. I love the fact that there is a balance going on here. For all of her lies, there is the truth. For all the deception, there are people saying, oh, no, 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 no. You're not going to deceive. We're not going to let you. Shantal, in life, there's always a balance to things. For the light, there is the dark. For the sky, there is the ground. Do you understand? There's always the other side of things. You cannot completely eliminate the other side just because you don't like it. That's where the imbalance happens. You want to live your life in the dark? You want to live your life in lies? There's going to be the other side of that to balance things out. Sorry. You know, that's just the way it is. But I'm sorry to interrupt you, Miss Milk Tea. Please continue.
Trying to counter that. I have changed a lot.
No, you've put on more clothes. That is literally all you've done.
I think it's safe to say after about almost 2 years that this is going towards a newer lifestyle. And
well, this is really the point, though. You claimed to be different. You went to a different place. The only major change she has made is a certain lack of public nudity. But her behaviors remain the way they always were. Her responses to the things we discuss about her remain the same as they always were. I mean, she has very recently been raging. She raged for days. There is a reason people find her predictable. So you can say you're different until you're blue in the face or whatever color the filter would make your face in that case, but you're not different in any fundamental sense.
No lies detected. Milk Tree. So I'm so sorry, Milk Tea. Milk Tea was speaking nothing but truth there. Nothing but truth. Nothing but. And what she just said, did any of that sound hateful to y'all? Shantal likes to call all of us haters. We're a bunch of haters. But you just heard what Milk Tea had to say. Did she say it in a hateful way? Did she call any names? Did she have a hateful tone? No, she was just speaking from a place of sense and truth. But even if you have a reactor that they're not coming from an angry place or being aggressive or expressing anger, They're speaking from a place of truth and sense. Shantal is still going to look at what they say as hateful just because it doesn't agree with her narrative. Although her narrative is nonsense. Nonsense and lies. Milk Tea, you are correct. She has not changed herself, except for the fact she's put on more clothes. And she did that, ma'am, after being in Canada and literally doing everything that she could think of to shock the audience. She kept raising the bar on herself on shocking behavior, and she finally arrived at a place where she could do no more. There was nothing else to do. She showed us every part of her body more than once. We didn't ask for it. We certainly didn't want it, but guilty of public nudity and flashing. She did chemicals on camera, driving while intoxicated, getting zonked out of her mind on edibles, all the crazy fighting, talking about triggering topics. She did everything she could do. And she reached a place where she reached into that idea closet and there was nothing left. And when you got a person that goes that far, what can they do except do the exact opposite of what they have been doing in order to be shocking? So while she was in Canada, she was feral, she was savage, she was out of control, she was hedonistic. When you go that far, what is there left? Except I'm going to shock people by being a modest woman. So she went that way. I'm going to put on a hijab, I'm going to put on a abaya, and I'm going to pretend to be modest, and that will shock people and aggravate people. But the person underneath the abaya and the hijab, it's not changed. But to be truthful with y'all, I think that Shantal trying to conform, trying to be something that she's not, that attire, I call it attire. I don't want to really call it a costume. The abaya and the hijab are just, it's something that's sacred in the Muslim community. For her, it is a costume. For someone who is truly Muslim and has a Muslim face, it is certainly not a costume. It becomes a costume when put on Shantal because it's not who she is. Her pretending to be Muslim is not who she is. It's going against her real, true, original character and nature. That attire, that clothing, it's a disguise. She's hiding from who she really is and from what she really is and putting on a false face and a false appearance of modesty when she is anything but modest. She's anything but mannerly and polite. She's going against everything she truly, honestly is inside. And it's a very uncomfortable costume for her. It's nowhere near who she is. So for all other people that are truly Muslim, it is, no disrespect, it is not a costume to you, just as the Muslim faith is not a costume to you. The Quran is not a joke to you. Allah is not a joke to you. For Shantal, it is. She's using it to disguise herself and hide herself and escape from who she really is and the things she's done in Canada. She's hiding out in more than one way. And do I think Kuwait should send her back home for being disrespectful to Kuwait and the citizens there and the Muslim faith? Absolutely. She doesn't belong there. She needs to go back home for more than one reason. She should not be in Kuwait, period. She is a tourist on a tourist visa. She keeps going back and forth and not even like touring the country. She's using it to work. She doesn't have a work permit, I don't think. But going to Kuwait for the purpose of staying with Salah and making money, I think that's a no-no. I don't think she should be working over in Kuwait. I think you need a work permit for that, Shantal. And I really do hope that Kuwait cracks down on everything and you get to a place where you have to come home for your own good. For your own good. Okay, so moving on. Let's see. Is this the same clip? Oh, no, I think it's a different one. Okay, now, so a palette cleanser. Nature is amazing. This is the best thing I've seen today. So, you know what? There are truly good, kind-hearted people in the world. And this gentleman is going to help this deer, looks like a deer, get across the ice. It's stuck. And he's doing this out of the generosity of his heart. No one's paying him to do this. No one's telling him to. He's doing it because it needs to be done to save this poor animal. Shantal, this is an act of true generosity. There's no money reward here. He's not going to be in the newspapers. He's doing it to help this poor animal. And the reward is he gets to feel good knowing this animal has been saved and it's not going to just be stuck on the ice all night. So good on you, sir. Using your boat to get the animal back to shore. Okay, let's see. Now this is great. Y'all read this. Papa Wolf says, blowing out someone else's candle won't make yours shine brighter. Remember that. Did you hear that, Shantal? Did you hear that? Blowing out someone else's candle won't make yours shine brighter. Remember that. Yeah, keep that in mind, Shantal. When you're on your channel doing your lame content for the feedie people and you're not making much money and you start pointing your finger at Girl World and you start going off on FFG because you're watching her channel, you're coveting her views and her money, and you think that by throwing strikes at people and privacy complaints, that's going to make your channel grow. Blowing out someone else's candle won't make yours shine brighter. Keep that in mind, please. Just something to know and something to remember. Aw, this is so cute from Small Silly Cat. Look at the baby. Just sleepy. So sleepy. Wrapped up in a blankie. Aw, be still my heart. I want to hold him. Okay, here we go. Another more proof of the cat distribution system. See, sometimes they pick you. So this cat was like, look, I'm the one. Don't even look at anybody else. Like, you're my human. That's it. That's all. You're the one. Look, it's just that quick. The cat distribution system is just that quick. He's a big, beautiful boy, too. Look, I'm coming home with you. Don't even think about looking at the others. It's me. You want me. This is great. Cats that heal your depression. So this poor baby was outside in the snow, cold. And again, this is another example of the cat distribution system. So this baby was just waiting on a human, waiting on the right human, and the right humans found him. Okay, it's see, the right human said, I'm taking you home. But the cat knew where to go to make it happen. Okay, here's something pretty and unusual from Science Girl. Close view of a Eurasian eagle owl. Look at the size of that owl compared to the person's hand. They're so big. Gorgeous. Owls are gorgeous. They're so cute. They're so awesome. But look at the size of the owl. Let me tell y'all something. You see those talons? They are no joke. You might want to pick one up and go, oh, they're so cute. But those talons will tear your arm up. But I just wanted to show that to y'all because it's cool. Okay, this is from Speaka. And Cats That Heal Your Depression. Yesterday, a stray dog saved a stray kitten. So this stray dog, it had no earthly reason to save this kitten. No earthly reason at all. What was the reward for this dog to save the kitten? But it did it because it was the right thing to do. So the stray dog heard the kitten, For some reason, the baby was underneath all the dirt. The stray dog alerted to it, and they got the baby out. Not all heroes wear capes. Sometimes they bark at you and they wave their tails. Good on you, puppy. I hope that somebody in that group gave you a home, because you certainly deserve it. You are a hero. All right. Fluffy Buddy says, let's moisturize. Hey, don't judge. Kitty just getting the spa treatment. Look at that. Yeah. What? It's having its spa time. Leave it alone. Fegan says, Angel's Ladder said to be the omen of good luck. I never knew about this, but that is so pretty. That is so pretty. I just wanted to share that. Ah. Two-tailed caperer coming soon to a CinemaScope near you. The Fat Tricks, Rage Against the Machine. Well done. All I'm going to say is well done. I think that's great. Not the Matrix. Nana Spike T and Kristen. So Shantal was holding up a picture of BBJ in the original pic, and somebody put a computer with the text of Salah messaging Kai Bella saying, I worship your behind. Yeah, remember that, Shantal. Remember this to your loving man, what he was saying to her, saying he worships her butt. Okay, are we done with all this stuff on Twitter? I think we are. And we are going to get into the video courtesy of Eyelash, and it's not that long, y'all. It's not that long at all, and that's fine. Just a quick catch up. The video itself is 9 minutes and 26 seconds. There's going to be some generated voices reading to us, but again, there's so much information here. Shantal likes to say that those of us in girl world, we just make stuff up, right? It's just about rumors. We make rumors. We make our theories. We make our conspiracies. But we also bring the receipts from different places that are not girl world. And we share them with people. And she hates that too. So a lot of what this video entails is a lot of sharing of articles. As a matter of fact, Eyelash posted the links to all the sources on the video. So this is not rumors and stuff being made up. It's just finding information and sharing information. And I would like to say thank you to Eyelash for making this video so that I can share it with everybody so you guys can see what's going on. And I'll leave a link for Eyelash's original video in the video description for those who want to check out Eyelash's channel. So let's go.
Happy and doesn't care what you think. You think if you date, I'm dating a younger hot man, okay?
Charlie, who is absolutely not Shantal, being upset.
Oh, there we go. I'm sorry to cut you off, Eyelash. So for those who are in the community, maybe you have heard or not heard, Shantal has a whole bunch of socks. She's got more socks than shoes. She's got like 100 socks and one nasty, rotten pair of Skechers to wear. But here's one of her socks that's been around the community for a minute. Sara Lee. And for those of you that are wondering, where have I heard that name before? Sara Lee is a product brand for bakery goods. Of course, she's going to pick a food to be one of her socks. So here is what Sara Lee said to Eyelash, saying, you're sharing information about the internet, but it doesn't apply to Shantal. That's why I called it useless. You're like that trashy gossip magazine, constantly spinning a fake narrative for views. I doubt that Shantal's documents are faked. I would rather think that they used a loophole to accomplish their marriage. Okay, let's stop right there. Listen, if everything was above board, why do you need a loophole? Why is that even necessary? If all your I's are dotted and all your T's are crossed, why do you need a loophole? You look for a loophole when you can't do things the right way, the legal way. And Shantal in the past has talked about using loopholes. So whatever was going on, they couldn't go about it the normal way. So they had to find a workaround, which is exactly why the Kuwaiti government is saying enough is enough. We're tired of people using loopholes to accomplish things. We're tired of people being here that shouldn't be here, that are not being above board with things. So what we're doing is we're giving all of it a chance to those who are breaking the rules to either get their act together, straighten things out, or get out. Because after June 17th, we're kicking you out if we find you here. Plus, we're going to come after you. You know, it's just going to happen. They're being very gracious, and they're saying, we understand the process might take a while. We're giving you a huge window of time to fix this. We realize there's a lot of people, but if you're here and you know you shouldn't be here, the warning was given, you got to go. But moving on, loopholes are being used all the time. Oh, really? And how would you know that, Sarah Lee? Are you living in Kuwait, Shantal? How would you know that loopholes are being used all the time? Who are you talking to? Who are you connected to that you know loopholes are being used all the time? Who are you talking to that also uses loopholes and workarounds? One must wonder. I used one to obtain citizenship for my son. Oh, did you now? Did ya? Did you now? Question. Shantal, we know this is you. You got a citizenship for your son? I highly doubt that. Listen up, mama. Listen up real good. I was married some time ago to a man from Mexico City. And he came over to California, had to go for his green card. Nothing wrong with that. There are lots of things they look for when they give out the green card or even the citizenship. One thing they look for is that the person who's applying, either they have a stable income and they can support themselves, or to add further, someone to step forward and sign the paperwork so that the state or country knows that that person, after getting citizenship or the green card, they will not be a burden to the state. In other words, somebody will take over and pay for that person if they need to be paid for. Second thing they look for, a home. They want to know, where are you going to live? Where are you going to live? What place can you offer that's stable? Do you have a home? Can you show you have a stable home? We want to know where this person is living. You can't offer that, Shantal, unless somebody around you has stepped forward and they're the guarantor and they're opening up their home and they can show stability, because I know you can't. You're a very unstable person. You got 2 bankruptcies on your record, one of which is ongoing. You owe about $50,000, $60,000 in taxes. You are everything but stable. So unless somebody else comes forward and opens up their home and guarantees Salah, it ain't going to happen. Period. Period. If you were able to accomplish everything you're talking about, why is Salah in hiding? Where's he at? Why did you take him off your TikTok? Why'd you delete all those TikToks? Why is there no mention now about being a happily married couple? What are you hiding from? Listen, if there's nothing to hide from, there's no reason to hide. But you're hiding. He's in hiding. If you have a relationship, you're hiding that. You hide when there's a reason to hide. You hide when there's deception. When there's a whole lot of deception going on and there's a chance of getting in trouble, that's when you hide. If you're living in a truth and there's no possibility of trouble, there's no reason to hide. Making content That my comments and different opinion makes me as Shantal is beyond ignorant and just invalidates anything you have to say. If that's your observation, the rest of your observations are just worthless. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Eyelash. Please keep going.
That with me and saying that the information I'm sharing is from the internet, but it doesn't apply to Shantal. That's why Sarah Lee, not Shantal, called it useless and referred to me as a trashy gossip magazine, which is absolutely one of the best things anybody has ever called my channel.
And I agree, because you know what? I grew up in the 80s when it was a thing to go to the grocery store with your mom, and right next to the cashier stand, there's like the National Enquirer and the Star. You got the big bold letters, you got the pictures of celebrities, you got the big bold text with the big shocking headlines. I mean, you're just standing there in the line. You're going to sit there and read the trash mags while you're waiting for your mom to check out. So I think that's a great compliment.
I was obsessed with like teen magazines.
Yeah, here we go. So she calls Eyelash a trashy magazine, yet in her youth, she's confessing to reading Teen Tiger Beat and all this stuff. So wouldn't they be on the same level? Because, you know, it's something but gossip.
Like Tiger Beat and all those.
And then I'm constantly spinning a fake narrative for views. She doubts that Chantal's documents were faked, but rather think that they used a loophole to accomplish their marriage. How romantic. But then she goes on to say what's perhaps the most interesting part of this comment. Loopholes are being used all the time. I used one to obtain citizenship for my son. Really, really interesting, because right now there's a lot of talk about whether Salah has a son or not, based on some recent posts on Twitter. But I'm going to save those for another video. What I want to talk about today, though, is Foodie Beauty's rebranding. She has rebranded herself to a channel that does not mention that she's married or married to a Syrian.
I'm going to say it because she's always been saying it, trying to make fun of people who are single. Hey, Shantal, where's your husband? Huh? Where's your husband? Why are you hiding him? All that talk about to girl world. Y'all are single over there. Where's your husband? Well, where's your husband? Why are you hiding him? Why are you hiding your handsomest man, Shantal? What's up with that?
In her beezers' faces, to moaning and groaning while she eats, allegedly.
Yeah, and y'all see, y'all can. Why I'm not reacting to this trash? No, thank you. No, ma'am. No, sir. No. Look, these are her last videos. You got oven roasted chicken, the Chinese Filipino food mukbang, the Wendy's one, the kebab. I mean, what? Look, I have my channel. I'm here to entertain you. Excuse me. I am so sorry. Coffee. I am so sorry. I'm not like Foodie, just doing it on purpose. I'm here to entertain you. And I'm somebody that I believe in quality content versus quantity. I'm not going to hang on to Foodie's every video. If she's doing something boring, if she's eating, if she's doing triggering content, F that. Not here for it. I'll react to somebody else. You know? I'll keep an eye on her. If she does something interesting, then I'll cover it. But if it's boring, triggering, mukbang trash, no thank you. No. If there's audio in it, like there's something to talk about, I'll remake the video. I'll take it into a VideoPad video editor. I'll cut out the video portion. I'll save the audio and then put a picture and put it back together and upload it to my channel and react with that. So you guys don't have to see the eating. But if neither the video or the audio is worth a doggone, why bother? I got stuff to do. There's other work that I can do. I can make other videos. I can work off of YouTube. I'm not going to waste my time, and I'm not going to bore you guys to death. No. But you guys can see on the left, what's going on there. This is what's up. I honestly wonder if Shantal, yeah, she's catering to the feedy people. That's evident. But I'm also wondering, Shantal, are you doing these type of videos because you are wanting the reaction channels to stop reacting to you? Is this like a ploy to get everybody so bored that they stop reacting to you? Do you understand that by trying to hurt us, you're hurting yourself more? That your views are going to dip and dip and dip, and your money's going to dip and dip and dip. And in essence, you're cutting off your nose to spite your face. Trying to hurt all of us is hurting you more. Trying to do mukbangs and you think that is punishment for us, you're hurting yourself. You can sit there and eat 3,000 calories. And the only person that's going to gain weight and get the high blood pressure and high blood sugar is you, girl. We're not going to gain weight over here. It's not our health. It's not our body. So it doesn't make sense to hurt yourself to that degree in an effort to hurt other people, when those people that you're wanting to hurt and get back at are behind a computer screen or behind a camera screen, and they're not being affected at all. Does it make sense to do this kind of content and make reactors think about other people to react to, other things to do, take their channels in different directions, entertain their audience, introduce the audience to other people, branch out? It's healthy to branch out anyway, whether you're around or not, to diversify. But is that what you want? In the past, you wanted the spotlight entirely on you. You want us all focused on you, reacting to you. Now you don't want it. But what's going to happen if we take the focus completely off of you? You're going to go the same route as Amber. Things got so bad for Amber, she was reacting to herself. One minute she's like, I hate the reactors. Next minute she's reacting to her doggone self. Is that what you want? Hey, you're on your way there. Go for it.
Making feeder content.
Yep.
In my opinion, that is all for one purpose, and that's to deflect what's really going on.
Boom. So they're like, you can't really tell. Let me just, can't really tell because there we go. That's better. This is a headline from, it looks like a newspaper or a magazine in Kuwait. So Kuwait is putting the signals out there. Countdown to Kuwait crackdown begins. Zero tolerance for violators, enablers. Big bold letters. This is not some little clip in a magazine or a newspaper where nobody would know. And Shantal can't be over there saying, well, I didn't know. Nobody told me. Salah knows how to read Arabic. I'm pretty sure he knows. Even if he doesn't know at first, he's got friends. They will tell him. They'll let him know.
And that's her and Salah's concern over what the new rules.
Again, the Arab Times final countdown. Only 8 days left for residency violators to rectify their status. Post-deadline security plans. Ministry to enforce strict measures against violators. So Kuwait is not effing around, y'all. They are not. Like, everybody's on board. Everybody's involved here. This is not just some one-off thing. This is something that's going to get done. Like, we're talking generals are involved. The ministry is involved. The government is involved. They are not effing around. This is the kind of stuff that Shantal cannot find a loophole. She cannot talk her way out of. If she gets in trouble, she cannot do the usual Shantal thing and say, I didn't know. I'm innocent. I'm stupid. They're not going to care. They're not going to care. They're going to look at her and go, you're on a tourist visa. You knew the deal. And you did not fix it. By Salah having her there with him under these loopholes, not only does she chance getting in trouble, him too. He might get deported back to Syria from the sounds of it. So, Salah, listen, bro. Is she worth it? Is she worth it? Whatever she's giving you money-wise, is it worth it? Because she could get deported back to Canada. Okay, she's got a home country to go home to, and so do you. But is she worth it? All this trouble she's putting you through, all the trouble she's been putting you through, is she worth it? Like, are you willing to go to jail or get in trouble for this woman? She's not. Look, you're a scumbag too, bro. You both are. I think it's karmic that you got two scammers that came together, much like what happened with her and Natter. Two scammers that came together. I support that, because as long as two scammers are focused on each other, they're not focused on good people and wrecking and ruining their lives. But two scammers came together, and they were both so stupid and greedy, they hung on to each other and caused each other misery. And now we're at the final form, where the government is stepping things up. And the people that are there on false pretenses, that are not above board, looking for those loopholes, they're saying, no more of that. You've got to go if you know you're here and you're not supposed to be here. I think they're being gracious, giving everybody a grace period to either fix things or go without penalty. They're saying, hey, you've been given a window, a big one. Make use of it.
6 days, depending on when you were watching this video, how that's going to impact them. Now, I know I've had people who have commented. I've also seen some reaction channels that say, none of this have anything to do with Shantal is fine. I don't know why people are talking about this. I'm so glad that my viewers know better. I'm not saying that any of these immediate laws that are coming out this week will impact Shantal or Salah. What I'm saying is that there is a great shift happening in Kuwait, and the regulations and policies and laws that are being put in place will eventually affect them somehow. Will that be this week? Maybe. Time's going to tell, and Foodie will tell on herself. So let's look at two of the latest articles.
Ministry to enforce strict measures against violators. Final countdown. Only 8 days left for residency violators to rectify their status. Kuwait City, June 8. With just 8 days remaining until the June 17th deadline for residency violators to rectify their status, the Ministry of Interior is intensifying efforts to assist violators in 6 governorates, as well as 2 additional centers in Mubarak al-Kabir and al-Raqi, as reported by the Al-Ra'i newspaper. Brigadier General Mazayed al-Mudari, Assistant Director General of the General Administration of Residency Affairs, highlighted that this amendment period, initiated by the first Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Defense, and Minister of Interior, Sheikh Fahd al-Youssef, is a humanitarian initiative. This 3-month window, from March 7th.
That part right there. They gave a 3-month window. We're kind of hearing about it recently, but a 3-month window. So from March 17th to June 17th. So this was made aware to people for 3 months. She's known about this for 3 months, or maybe like 2 months. I don't know exactly when Shantal found out, but now we're just finding out. And I know people are going to say, well, she's there on a tourist visa. Yeah, but she's effing around in Kuwait, pretending to be married. And she's also on a tourist visa. And as a tourist, she should be touring around, not living in Kuwait, using it as a means to make money. She's over there working. And I don't think she has a work permit. And I think you would need a work permit even to do things in Kuwait, like where you're making money in that country. But this all started, and they gave the 3-month window from March 17th to June 17th. And I already know it was Shantal's way of thinking, because she's very predictable, Shantal is. She lives and flies on the seat of her pants. She always keeps this narrative going in her head of however bad things get, she's thinking, I can fix it, I can fix it, I can fix it. She thinks she can pull something out of her hat last minute and make it work. She keeps her mouth shut when there's something going on. When there's something shady or sensitive going on, she shuts up. But there's always this, no matter how tight the corner is, no matter how bad things get, I'm going to keep up this false front of everything's fine, I'm fine, there's no troubles. She doesn't want girl world to win over her. So she will keep up her false shield of lies as long as she can, in order for her ego not to get bruised or hurt in some way. But this thing has been going on for 3 months. Today is the 11th, which means there's 6 more days after today to either move somewhere or leave the country or whatever. But it's really strange, isn't it? If everything was above board, if she were there and she should be there and he's okay, why the nervousness? Why hide him on your TikTok? Why take all the stuff down from Salah on your TikTok? Why take away all the references the two of you are married? You know, Shantal, you're stupid. You see what's going on in Kuwait. I'm sure you see it. You're just not getting the clue or acknowledging the clue that Kuwait is not the place for you. Okay? That your days of hiding out in Kuwait to get away from the tax man and all your problems in Canada, those days are coming to an end. The Kuwaiti government is not going to harbor you anymore. They do not want you staying there. Because if you stay there much longer, if you become bedbound, you will be a burden on the country. Wherever you go, you're a burden. You were a burden in Canada on the healthcare system. Now you're in Kuwait. If you become much sicker, you're going to be a burden for them, and they're not going to tolerate that. I don't know what your plan is. I don't know if the plan is, I'm going to eat and eat and eat to the point where I can't possibly fly. And in essence, you're going to cause something medical to happen to where they can't get you out. Big mama, if they want you out, they will get you out. If they have to put you on a boat and ship you back all the way to Canada, that's exactly what they'll do. You cannot force a country or state to keep you if you're not supposed to be there. You're gonna leave. At some point, you gotta leave. And you can look behind you. Look at all the policies happening. Look at all the rules and regulations now to close those supposed loopholes, to catch people who are violating the different laws and regulations. Kuwait is not effing around. And it's only going to get worse. So why not do the smart thing? Get out of there before they force you out of there. If Salah had 2 brain cells, he would look at you and go, Shantal, you got to go. Go before you get in trouble and I get in trouble. Just freaking go. If he had any kind of smarts, he would do that. He would just say, it's time to go, Shantal. Stop trying to hang on to Kuwait. Kuwait don't want you.
To June 17th, provides violators with a crucial opportunity to comply. After the deadline, a comprehensive security plan will be enforced to arrest theirs and those who harbor them.
Boom! A comprehensive security plan will be enforced to arrest violators and those who harbor them. So anyone violating, you're going to get in trouble. But anybody who is helping you also gets in trouble. Looking at you, Salah. Looking at you. If she goes down, you go down, bro. Again, is she worth it? Is the juice worth the squeeze? How much money is she giving you to put up with all that trouble and suffering? She needs to go back home.
Implementing strict measures for their control and deportation.
Oops.
During a recent visit to the Residence Affairs Administration building in Al-Dajij, Brigadier General Al-Mudari discussed the measures in place. 6 departments are operational in the morning, and 2 centers in Mubarak al-Kabir and al-Raqi are open in the evening to handle status amendments and immediate departures.
Look at that. I mean, just, are y'all seeing this article? Like, everybody's involved. Like, they've got several people on this. They've got 6 departments are operational in the morning and 2 centers open in the evening to handle status amendments and immediate departures. So this is huge. They got a whole setup. This is not just a few people walking through the city doing this. They got a whole thing to check people out, to get people processed, working night and day. They are not messing around.
Violators without passports can obtain necessary documents from their embassies, which have cooperated in easing these procedures. As the deadline approaches, Brigadier General Al-Mudari outlined post-deadline security plans. Extensive campaigns will be conducted across all governorates and businesses employing illegal workers. Violators will be detained, investigated, and deported, with lifelong bans from Kuwait and the Gulf Cooperation Council.
Happens to Shantal. I hope that she gets a lifelong ban from Kuwait. She doesn't need to go back there. And if she manages to find some workaround where she can leave Kuwait for a time for her visa hop and she tries to come back, they tell her no. They tell her no. They tell her no. You can't come back. Maybe that's what she's thinking. That if she leaves before her visa is up and she does a visa run and comes back before then her visa is all renewed, that it's all good. That's not a good idea, Shantal, if that's your idea. Because they are saying out loud, after the 17th, you're effed. You're there under loopholes. You know that. They're not going to put up with that. If they catch you, girl.
The ministry emphasizes that violators pose a threat to national security and safety, often resorting to criminal activities. Currently, about 1,000 violators visit the centers daily, with numbers expected to increase as the deadline nears. The ministry will remain operational during the upcoming Eid holiday to accommodate last-minute compliance. Brigadier General Al-Mudari confirmed that there are no plans to extend the deadline beyond June 7.
And that's another thing. Are you looking for an extension on that deadline, Chantal? They're not going to give one. They're like, hey, we gave a 3-month window. That's big enough. We're processing people as fast as we can process people to get everything sorted out. But I think a 3-month window is very generous.
17. The current period has seen significant participation, predominantly by males of Asian and African descent. The streamlined process takes less than 10 minutes. Urgency and importance of compliance. This deadline is a crucial opportunity for violators to either adjust their status or leave Kuwait without facing legal repercussions. After the deadline, violators will face strict enforcement measures, including lifetime bans and deportation. The more strict law enforcement challenges have included a lack of databases for violators with children, raising security concerns. However, embassies are sure of violators and their families.
So they're being nice. It's like, hey, like, there are things set up that if you need something like certificates or information, like there are things set up to where they want to help you. You just have to allow enough time to get the help, just to get everything straight. I think that's why they gave the 3-month window. It's like, we know this takes a little bit of time. We know there's a lot of people. So they're being generous. 3 months is a good amount of time to get stuff straight. Shantal must have found this out back in March. But we know Shantal. She never does things in proper order. It's always last minute. And knowing her, because she's using loopholes and she's there under false pretenses, she's not going to come forward and get things straight. She's going to stay there and stay there and stay there. And then she's going to fly home and we're not going to know about it. And then we're going to hear some made up story about why she's back in Canada. But she will never say, I was kicked out of Kuwait and I can't go back.
The ministry urges all violators to seize this opportunity to rectify their status or leave the country promptly, ensuring compliance with Kuwaiti laws and safeguarding national security.
Tick-tock, motherfucker.
Countdown to Kuwait crackdown begins. Zero tolerance for violators, enablers.
Boom. Zero tolerance for violators and enablers. Salah.
No harboring. Report expat offenders after June 7th.
Ooh! And that's another thing that's going on. So not only is the government and officials and agencies going after people that are doing no things, but there's also an air of if you're someone and you're harboring or you know about and you don't snitch out those who are violating the law, you're going to get in trouble too. So the whole air is no harboring. Report expat offenders after June 17th.
17. Kuwait City, June 8th. With just 8 days remaining until the deadline set by the Ministry of Interior for residency violators to rectify their status, which concludes on Monday, June 17th. The ministry is actively facilitating and expediting the processing of applications from those seeking to rectify their status, reports Al Rai Daily. Over the past 2 months, an average of 1,000 violators per day has approached the Residence Affairs departments across the 6 governorates, as well as the additional centers in Mubarak al-Kabir and al-Raqi, to correct their conditions. Brigadier General Mazayed al-Mutari, Assistant Director General of the General Administration of Residence, based on the instructions of the First Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Defense, and Minister of Interior, Sheikh Fahd al-Yusuf, a humanitarian gesture to violators. The violators were a 3-month period from March 17 to June 17, which represents a golden opportunity unlikely to be repeated. Following the specified deadline, an integrated security plan will be launched, with no tolerance or hesitation in apprehending violators and those who harbor them.
So they're saying, get out while you can, or suffer the consequences. They're being nice. They are being nice. They've got things set up to help you. They're giving you some time. But if you stay past June 17th, no mercy will be shown at all.
Strict measures will be enforced to control and deport violators from the country. Al-Mutari highlighted the deployment of resources and the removal of obstacles for violators, with 6 departments allocated to receive violators wishing to amend their status in the morning, and 2 centers operating in the evening for those opting to depart. The upcoming widespread campaigns will leave no violator unaccounted for, targeting all governorates and companies employing violators.
Boom! Now, why does that matter? Well, let's go back and let's talk about the possible loophole that Shantal was talking about. You know, the one that she's mentioned. Oh, there's loopholes. So, like, I can't specify any articles. I apologize. So, from what Shantal has said, as far as the loopholes, in order to keep Shantal in Kuwait, I think I remember Salah signed Shantal on as an employee for the perfume company, the Beezer spray. That's a big no-no. So Shantal would be an employee of the Beezer spray, even though they haven't sold any spray. So that could be the possible loophole that was being used to keep her there and to keep eyes off of them. But they're going to be looking at that.
Those arrested will be detained, fingerprinted, and deported following the investigation to identify employers and those who provided the shelter. individual.
You hear that, Murad? You hear that? Like, your name could be linked to all this crap. You and Salah and anybody else connected to this. If there's anybody harboring Shantal, keeping her there, keeping her safe, y'all need to back up. You need to tell her to go home. I'm telling you, the juice ain't worth the squeeze. Shantal is that kind of person that she wants what she wants and she gets what she wants. And if there's any collateral damage, if anybody else gets damaged in any way, do you think she's going to cry over it? Do you think she's going to feel bad? Nope. She's going to look at you and go, hey, whatever. You're getting deported. You're in trouble. You've been fingerprinted. You're in trouble with the law. Not my problem. It ain't me. She'll cry over what happens to her, but not anybody connected to her. No matter how helpful you are, she doesn't care. She always tries to maintain her position of, I'm at the back of the chessboard and I'm not going to move. I'll let everybody else move ahead of me and for me. And if they get damaged, oh well. Oh well. So anybody over in Kuwait connected to Shantal, if you're helping to keep her hid, you better start snitching. Salah, you need to put her on a plane right now, bro. Right now. It's time to stop thinking about her money and tell her to go. She got to go anyway. She can't stay there forever. She's got to go. She's not going to like it. She's going to be very upset about it. But who cares? That's not a first. She's upset most of the time anyway. Put her on a doggone plane. Tell her, look, you got to go. If you stay with me and people snitch on the both of us, we're both going to jail. Or I'm going to get deported back to Syria. I want to stay where I'm at. You go back to Canada. I can stay here. Just go now before things blow up and somebody snitches us out and we get that knock at 12 o'clock at night on the door from the Kuwaiti police. Just go. Stop fighting it and just go.
Individuals who are deported will face a lifetime ban from re-entering Kuwait and a prohibition from entering Gulf Cooperation Council countries as per security agreements, according to major...
Oops. So it sounds like not only will the person who's in trouble get a lifetime ban from Kuwait, but other countries connected to it? Oh my. Like, I'm telling you, they are serious.
General Ali Al-Adwani, Assistant Undersecretary for Residency and Nationality Affairs. Violators pose a threat to homeland security and society. Thus, stringent measures have been devised in collaboration with Ministry of Interior sectors to clamp down on violators. The era of leniency has ended, and violators will face the full force of the law. Cooperation with security personnel is urged from both current violators and those nearing residency, at the same time imploring citizens and residents not to harbor or employ violators but to report them promptly.
Right, and she's not even a resident. She will never be a resident due to all of her health issues. She will never ever be a resident. She's there on a tourist visa, of which, in my opinion, she's been abusing badly. Using another country to escape from the life that she ruined back in her home country and the debt that she created in her home country. She fled Canada when she found out that the courts were not going to forgive her 60, 70K in debt. She ran all the way over to Kuwait to get away from it. Well, it's been 2 years. If she wanted to, she could have gone to Kuwait and solved a lot of that debt and then gone back to Canada without worrying about that. But she never did. 2 years. And she just left it alone, thinking, I'm so smart. I'm going to hide here in Kuwait. Well, the hiding game is over. The game of hide and seek is over. It's time to go, Shantal.
So regarding the timer now, 44 seconds remaining.
So that was the wonderful video from Eyelash. And I'd like to point something out. Shantal likes to say that the reaction channels or clip channels, we are all about conspiracy theories and lies and rumors. You guys just saw a big chunk of this video was actual articles from Kuwait. How can any of those be rumor? Those were facts. That's what's going on in Kuwait right now. And all that Eyelash did was put it into a comprehensive video showing what's going on with the government, showing how they're going to handle things. That's not rumor. That's not hearsay. That's actually going down. That's actually happening as we speak. So Girl World is not full of liars. We're not just spreading lies to people. Even when we put on one of her videos and we react to it, we're showing her in real time. You're listening to the things coming out of her mouth, and all we're doing is giving our thoughts, feelings, and opinions. We're not just doing things on hearsay of, well, Shantal said this, but there's no proof. We show the proof. She hates that too. Before I leave, though, let me go ahead and just give some of the comments for Eyelash. And as you can see, Eyelash cited the sources where the information was gathered. I think that's great. So you guys can go back to any of those links and check out the sources yourself. I think that's great to cite the sources. Kathy Watson says she's definitely on the lam. Definitely. I agree with that. RSH says LOL is precisely the loopholes that were being used that caused the clampdown. Well, not just by her, by other people. I think Kuwait is very aware that some people are just trying to bypass the system, and they're like, enough is enough. So we're going to fix this. And so they are. Fundy Frowns says, is this why she's speed running, eating herself to death so she never has to leave? You know, it makes me wonder. I've been wondering for a minute, is that the plan? Is she trying to create some sort of circumstance where she's so big and she's so unhealthy she can't get on a plane? But I thought that a while ago. I actually mentioned that in one of my reacts a while ago, that I was wondering, now that she's in Kuwait, is she going to purposely eat and eat and eat and get bigger and bigger and bigger so that she feels Kuwait cannot possibly move her? And essentially she's doing a forced squatting type of situation. I'll say it again. If you are trying to do that, Shantal, it's not going to work. And let me tell you why. I don't know the name of this gentleman. I'm not trying to shame this gentleman. I don't know his story. But there was a gentleman, I believe it was an Arabic man. He got up to, I would like somewhere in the neighborhood of like 700, 800 pounds. He was really, really big. And he got so big, obviously he needed help. They got him out of the house that he was in. And I do remember seeing the video clip where they put him on a plane and they were shipping him somewhere else to get to a treatment center. So thinking that you're just going to squat in Kuwait and the government in the state are going to go, well, I guess there's nothing we can do. We'll just leave this person alone. No. And Shantal, if it gets to a level where the government has to get involved, the state has to get involved, the authorities have to get involved, there's going to be cameras on you. There's going to be coverage. You know, you're going to have issues. Like you want to stay hidden from the public eye. If you get yourself to such a state where they can't get you out of the house, they got to cut a wall out of your house to get you out, and a helicopter, that's going to get coverage. I don't know if you want that, but you hate to be embarrassed. You hate for people to see you without filters, but yet you're kind of creating that situation. So what do you want? Do you want to leave on your own and get back home and you can stay behind your filters and keep hiding your appearance? Or do you want to get to a place where you're so big, you're literally bedbound, and it takes half a dozen people to put you on a board and scoot you down the stairs, and there's cameras everywhere, there's TV coverage? Is that what you want? Because you're kind of headed in that direction. Bad Seed says, so Shantal is admitting to fraud to gain citizenship for the quote-unquote son. I actually think the son is Salah. Yeah, but can she get citizenship for him? I mean, again, I would think that an agency anywhere, that if somebody is asking for citizenship, there are certain things or certain boxes that have to be checked off in order for them to feel comfortable to give citizenship of that person. Income, how much income is there? Is it stable? Is it enough for more than one person? What's the bank account looking like? What are the paychecks looking like? Is there a home? Shantal can't provide any of that. She can't provide stability. So is somebody else going to step forward and be the sponsor, because she can't do it? She cannot. Oh my Lanta says Kuwait, no harboring, report all violators after June 17th, lifelong bans. Foodie, I'll no longer be talking about anything. Ultimate ban evasion. What adult? Yeah, like F around and find out, Foodie. Gilly Witchy says, is this why she's hiding and editing him out? Pretty much. Pretty much. Another person says, yes. Eyelash says, I think that's a good bet. Syrian husband? Me? What Syrian husband? Yeah, like when there's no chance of trouble, she'll show him. When there's a chance of trouble, suddenly he's gone, like he's a ghost. Terry McKay says she left Canada while owing a lot of back taxes, and because she's been gone so long, no longer qualifies for universal health care here. I'm sure that her situation in Kuwait is just as screwed up. Who knows how many lies her and Salah have told, how many loopholes they've used to keep her there. I'm sure there's quite a few, and that's why they're on the lam. Because Chantal's not there, above board. If you were above board, you don't need to use loopholes. Let's see. Sarah XB says she publicly broadcast herself living in Kuwait with a residence and calling it home, basically announcing to the world you can just ignore Kuwait residency laws and border hop tourist visa instead. Total disrespect for the country and its laws. She's a piece of work. Yeah, she's been way too public with herself. Way too public. I mean, her videos, all of her videos work against her. She's a tourist, yet calling an apartment home. How does that work? It's not home if you're a tourist. Annette says, so that means if Shantal doesn't leave Salah, who also isn't a Kuwaiti resident, he could be arrested for harboring her. Good on Kuwait. Yep. If one goes down, they both go down. Foodie B, this is like the person who took Foodie's account. So if you're a legal resident of any country, why would you need a loophole for your son? You wouldn't. Let's look at this. Everybody lean in. What I was mentioning earlier, Nona Mez says she openly said that Salah put her as an employee for his business to get her a local ID, which is how they got into their mutual living situation. It's all a scam. She needs a constant 90-day run for a visa. Yep. So they were looking for a loophole. They kind of found one, but Kuwait is saying we're going to close that loophole. And not only that, Shantal, not only that, but biatch, you're over there and you're supposed to be just a tourist. Yet you're over there being so incredibly rude, actually getting food from food banks that belong to the citizens of Kuwait, the residents of the Kuwait, the people that live there. You're just a tourist. You have no earthly business going to a food bank and taking food out of the mouths of people that live there. So not only are you working in Kuwait when you shouldn't be, you're also taking food that belongs to the people that live there. That's why your butt needs to go, because you are a tick sucking off of the resources of Kuwait. Wherever you go, you suck off the resources, you take advantage of things. You need to go, and I hope they kick your butt out. MV says, I get the feeling that Salah's right to be there is in question. Indeed. Sarah XB says Kuwait requires all travelers to have travel medical insurance for the entire duration of their trip. It says that online. Shantal is in violation of that. Yes, she is. Oh, yes, she is. And by the way, for those that are residents, you can't be a resident if you have things like diabetes. They just don't allow for it. So she would never be a resident, just a tourist. Stephanie says, agree 100%. She's in hiding but trying to make money. Oh, yeah. That's definitely not Shantal. So she's hiding. She's trying to make whatever money she can because of the visa run or having to go back home. That's essentially her focus. Deb says, we will see her in Canada very soon. I believe that too. I do. I believe that. Chantal's screwed. Even if she says, I don't want to go back to Canada, and she tries to visa hop and come back, there is a high chance she will be denied. So all that money spent trying to hop on over and then hop back, it's just money wasted. The writing is on the wall. She needs to go. She needs to go. Got to go. Kuwait saying, get out, biatch. You're not supposed to be here. You're sucking off our resources. Get gone. Take the hint, Shantal, and go before they get rid of you. Let's see. Looking. Live Chill Life says, so she has to do her visa renewal this month. I would imagine there's going to be extra scrutiny because of her repeat applications over an extended period of time. I'm curious how it plays out this visa run, and the ring is gone, yet she's not wearing her ring. So why are you denying your husband, Shantal? What's up with that? If you use the loophole and you're not going to get in trouble for it, why are you like taking your ring off, and why are you deleting Salah off your TikTok, girl? You are so transparent. But I would think that would raise a red flag. Them seeing how many times she's hopped back and forth across the border and come back to Kuwait. I would look at that and go, oh, wait a minute. This person's trying to live here. It's not like they're taking a trip to Kuwait every 6 months and going home for 6 months. Like, this one keeps coming back. She's literally living here. Hold the phone. We need to look at this. That looks suspicious. She's not gotten caught yet, but it doesn't mean she won't get caught. As I've said before, you can get away with some things some of the time, but not everything all of the time. And all it takes to knock down all the dominoes is one time where you get busted and it's a situation you cannot cry or explain your way out of. Her little baby voiced, I'm stupid, I didn't know act is not going to fly with Kuwait. They're not going to care. They're not beezers. They're not going to buy her crap. They're going to look at her and say, we gave you a 3-month window to either fix it or leave. You are a 40-year-old woman. You are not a 4-year-old. You should know better. You decided to stay here and try to squat in our country. Deal with the consequences of that. We're not buying your BS. You know, like, we're not buying your act, Shantal. Kitty Kitten Catty says, in my opinion, the reason why Shantal is not talking about her marriage anymore because she doesn't want people to report her. She wants to continue that loophole of staying with the grifter for a few months and renewing her visa cycle so she can just use him as a props husband. If Kuwait enforcer actually comes to visit and check for documentation, I don't think that they will admit that they were married. They probably say things like, she is here to visit a friend. What I learned about Shinny as a locale, she is a chronic liar. If that marriage certificate really does exist, she will hang it on the wall alongside her YouTube plaque, just like the way she flashes that ugly ring as proof of marriage. I agree with you. You know, like, that river of denial is deep with that one. Absolutely. Let's see. Emma Peel says it's a way to protect resources and remove troublemakers. Shantal is definitely noticed by the neighbors. She's no threat to citizens, but her health and morals, sitting in her pajamas online as a Muslim and moaning for food is a red flag. Well, on top of that, like I said, she's going to food banks and taking food out of the mouths of people that actually need it. So I don't think that's fair as a tourist. You shouldn't be acting that way. Let's see. Okay. Oh, lean in is a good one. Teeny Wing says, I'm a Canadian, almost the same age as Shantal, not overweight at all, living in Kuwait legally for almost 20 years. She is 100% not legal. People can report suspected immigration fraud online. That loophole doesn't allow her to stay over 3 months per tourist entry, 6 months total per year. It will absolutely catch up with her, and then she will never be allowed back in again. So that's somebody who is a Canadian living in Kuwait. They're above board, all that the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed, and they're saying she's not legal. And yes, it's going to catch up with her. And I believe them. Let's see. And this is a great point by Terry, saying, I don't know how she can claim that anyone is twisting the truth or making up lies about her. Every reaction channel reacts to what she does and says on camera. Nobody has to make anything up for shock value or to gain viewers. Shantal is shocking and disgusting enough on her own. Yeah, we don't have to make up things about Shantal. She does it to herself. She does all the work for us. We don't have to make anything up about her. She's the three-ring circus. We're just reporting on the news. That's all. Oh my. Okay, so that's it for the comments. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Also, don't forget to check out Eyelash. Give them a like, give them a sub if you want. Give them a comment. Tell them that you think it's great that they put together a very concise video. Is that the right word, concise? A great put together video. That's what I meant. Anyway, great video, Eyelash. Thank you for putting that stuff out there, keeping us updated. Really appreciate it. Y'all have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.